Yeah, now I guess we have done with the demo, right? Now next, okay, now comes the custom rules for StyleCop. Basically we have 8 rules. One is the documentation rules, the layout rules, the naming rules, rendering rules, readability rules, spacing rules, and maintainability. Okay, next, yeah, coming to the documentation rules. These are rules are basically which are used to verify the content and formatting of code documentation. So these are set of IDs. SA1 starting with, it says that elements must be documented as I've shown in the previous demo, right? I've been shown you with an example wherein how exactly a documentation must not be empty. It pops all the errors which if in case if the text is empty or empty, right? So for example, see, file must have an header. If a file checks even for the header, if it contains a header or not, or else if it shows this error code. Okay, so these are basically some of sample examples or code snippets wherein you know which you miss out in a programming style. Yeah, next comes the layout rules. Yeah, these rules are basically used to enforce code layout and line spacing. So some of the common rules are curly brackets for multi-line statements must not share line, or curly brackets must not be omitted. Code must not contain multiple blank lines in a row. Yeah, all these are basically this rule basically deals with the layout and the spacing, if there are any unnecessary spacing between them. Then it takes care of the layout issues. Okay, coming to naming rules. Yeah, basically naming rules which it basically used to enforce naming requirements for member types and variables. So some of them commonly rules are elements must begin with uppercase, or interface names must begin with I, constant field name with uppercase letter, all the stuff. Okay, yeah, coming to ordering rules. The next one is, yeah, rules which enforce a standard ordering scheme for code contents. Okay, yeah, it says as, look at this code, SA 1200, use directives must be placed within the namespace. The reason is that there are subtle difference between placing using directives within a namespace rather than outside of the namespace including, because placing using alias directives within a namespace eliminates compiler confusion between conflict types. Secondly, when multiple namespaces also are defined within a single file, placing using directives within a namespace elements scopes differences and aliases. So these are basically the reason why exactly we need use and justification provided. Okay, it also shows up some of the majorly focused data is that constants must appear before fields, all those stuff. Okay, yeah, coming to readability rules. Yeah, rules which these are rules which ensure that the code is well formatted and readable. This is best for the UI purpose, or at least where if you want to review a code, so that all these things has to maintain to come into light. Okay, some of the majorly used rules are major common rules are code must not contain empty spaces, and parameter must not span multiple lines. Example, basic return join strings of this thing, and comments must contain text, and do not use regions. We have some justification for that too. Okay, yeah, moving forward. Yeah, the next one is the spacing rules. These are the rules which enforce spacing requirements around keywords and symbols in the code. So basically it depicts all the issues or warnings when the unnecessary use of symbols in the code, such as semicolons must be spaced correctly, or single line comments must begin with single space, and tags must not be used, sort of thing. Okay, basically related to extra symbols, which unnecessary symbols used in the code. Okay, yeah, maintainability rules. These rules are basically rules which exemplifies how to improve the maintainability for code, right? So such as, if you check out this rule says that statement must not use unnecessary parentheses. It says that if you need that parenthesis only, then use it, so or else don't use it unnecessary. Okay, so sort of thing wherein it uses the improve maintainability perspective, sort of thing. Okay, and it also says remove unnecessary code, as we all know, right? Yeah, as we all see in how exactly in the custom rules for StyleCop, how we run it from command line, a small demo for it. Now we'll have a small quiz related to it. Yeah. So the first question is StyleCop a part of VS Code analysis suite? Is it or not? Well, the answer is no. Yeah, StyleCop is basically is not part of Visual Studio's analysis suite, but in fact has been developed outside of the VS team. It should be viewed as a complementary tool which focuses on code style and consistency. To help up clear up this confusion, we are retaining the source code analysis and will be referring to the tool from now on as StyleCop, which is original name of tool. Okay, so the answer is no for it. Yeah. Next question. So by default, StyleCop violations will show up as build warnings. True or false? I guess we have seen this in an example, right? Any guesses? Any answers? And the answer is true. Yeah. So by default, StyleCop violations will be shown as build warnings, as I've shown earlier, right? So next question is that can we show the inbuilt error section rather than build warnings? Yes, and the answer is yes. So we have a small setting for it, that is go to violations into build errors, make the flag as must be set to false. That's it. It starts coming in the warning section, sorry, in the error section. Yeah. So next question is that in StyleCop version, is the latest version 4.3.1 or 3, is the file .generate.cs considered for evaluating by default? Generated.cs, is it considered for evaluating by default, that too? And the answer is no. By default they are ignored by the StyleCop. Okay, and the next one is, can StyleCop be integrated into MS Build project? Very small question, right? Can or not? Yes, it can be run from Visual or integrated from Microsoft, right? So it can be run from Studio or it can be run even from the MS Build project, right? Both the ways, either ways. Well, I guess, and these are basically references which are used to if anyone needs help or any additional information which they need to get on. So these are the references which they go through it. Okay, that's it from me. Okay, thank you guys, bye.